There's a rookie in the NBA who's dominating, and for some reason nobody's talking about him, and his name is Ryan Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner is a 7'1" big man out of Creighton who's drafted 34th overall by the Charlotte Hornets after an incredible collegiate career in which he was a 4-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Kalkbrenner has brought this dominance straight to the NBA. Kalkbrenner is already one of the very best rim protectors in all of basketball. This season, he's averaging 2.3 blocks a game, which ranks 3rd in the NBA. Kalkbrenner is also allowing an impressive 53% at the rim, which is an elite differential of 8%. And this isn't due to just one or two things that Kalkbrenner does well, he is a complete package defensively. When it comes to contesting shots, Kalkbrenner utilizes every inch of his massive 7'7" wingspan. Like Roy Hibbert, he simply gets in position, jumps in the air with his arms extended, taking advantage of the rule of verticality. And this allows him to alter shots with his size and length, but it also allows him to stay out of foul trouble. Kalkbrenner commits a shooting foul on just 5% of his shot contests, which ranks in the 94th percentile of the entire NBA. Kalkbrenner also contests the most shots in the entire NBA with 11.4 shots a night. But ultimately, being a great shot contester and master in the rule of verticality means nothing without elite timing, and Kalkbrenner is not far off from the very best in this department. Kalkbrenner consistently times his contests very well. Like, look at the timing to contest on this one. Kalk moves almost on a string with Trey Murphy, and as Murphy takes his first step, Kalk gets ready to plant his feet, and they jump at literally the exact same time. And with Kalkbrenner contesting vertically, Murphy has no chance to finish over the top or to draw a foul. And on most dunk contests, we see defenders not being disciplined enough, or they mistime their contests, which leads to bailout fouls on low-quality dunk attempts, but not with Kalkbrenner. Same thing happens here. Kalk is sliding over to help as Reed gets by his man, and once again, he's almost on a string with him. Reed picks up his dribble and takes his first step, which cues Kalk to take a massive step towards him, plant his feet, and prepare to explode upwards once Reed takes his second step. And with the timing matched with Kalkbrenner's length, there isn't much for Reed to do but to break the layup and fall. Kalkbrenner's positioning and overall court awareness at his age is pretty remarkable. He is rarely ever out of position on the glass or on the defensive end in general, especially in the pick and roll. Franz gets a screen and leaves Sexton trailing, but Kalk eliminates the possibility of Franz taking advantage of that while still being in the pass lane for the roll man, which effectively shuts down this play and leads to an inefficient mid-range shot and a strong box out. And a lot of guys are forced to pass on this play. Similar to this play where Keontae George drives off a double drag screen and creates essentially a 2-on-1, but Kalkbrenner stays perfectly in between both men, shutting off a potential pass to George's surprise, as you could literally see him staring Nurkic down expecting to be open, but it wasn't. And the entire play was blown up thanks to Kalkbrenner's positioning, and some of it is IQ and some of it is being a dog. Like, look at this play against the Jazz. Kalkbrenner's teammates gets completely burned backdoor. Kalk quickly covers him and forces a pass, and now he's guarding a third guy. He doesn't bite on the fake and he blocks it. Having a motor like this defensively is a large reason why Kalkbrenner leads the NBA in shot contests per game. Another thing that makes Kalk's position so effective is that his second jump and overall recovery is so good. I look at this play where Kalk leaves his feet when helping, and literally a half a second later, he turns and explodes up to block a dunk on someone that had all of his momentum going into that dunk, which is just elite stuff. Similar here versus the Heat, where Wiggins gets in the paint and Kalk obviously times his contest perfectly, and a second after the block, Ware receives a carom, and then Kalk blocks him as well. This is just insane recovery. Once again, it is not hard to see why he contests more shots than anyone in this league. And if there is an offensive action of any kind on the court, Kalkbrenner has his fingerprints all over it. Now, Kalkbrenner is obviously not the quickest guy out there, but he has a little bit of Rudy Gobert in him. And what I mean by that is he knows how to not let his lack of quickness be a total detriment when guarding quicker players. This play against Cooper Flagg is a solid example of this. Flagg wants to blow by him, but he knows this, so he's not biting on anything. He's just staying on his toes, showing off a little hip mobility, and controlling where Flagg can go by just simply eating space and controlling angles with his arms, which limits Flagg to either a tough mid-range shot or in this case a travel. Same thing here with Paolo. He tries to get Kalk to bite with jab steps, but Kalk remains disciplined, keeps his base wide, commits to a potential drive, and forces a tough mid-range in which he was able to still get off a contest thanks to him understanding his length. Kalkbrenner is holding guards to an absurd 32% when guarding them this season, and it just shows that he can indeed guard in space. And offensively, Kalkbrenner is obviously still somewhat raw on that end, as he does turn the ball over a bit too much for a low-volume offensive player, but he's already one of the most efficient players in league history. Kalk is shooting an absurd 83% from the field, which would be nearly 10% higher than the current record holder for a single season. He is shooting 85% at the rim, which doesn't even make sense. His touch around the rim is incredibly soft, and he ranks 8th in the NBA in total dunks. Kalkbrenner is also an amazing lob threat and screener. He ranks 3rd in the NBA in points per possession as a pick and roll big with a 1.57, and he's the perfect big for high volume guards like the Charlotte Hornets currently have, as his offensive impact is completely complementary. In my opinion, Ryan Kalkbrenner is already one of the best defenders in the NBA, and he does hold real offensive value. I believe that the Hornets have found their center of the future in Ryan Kalkbrenner. A comparison I like to throw out there is Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz. And maybe it's a lazy comparison, but both guys have similar bodies, are high impact defensive guys, and though they are raw on offense, they both do things well on the end to still provide value. And this is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything in this video, and let me know your thoughts on Ryan Kalkbrenner, and have a great day.